In not so shocking news, Travis Pastrana is still a little bit crazy, but he's also still an innovator as he becomes the first to land a backflip barge to barge on the River Thames in London. And Travis joins me right now to talk about the trick. Seriously, Travis, where did this idea come from?
Honestly, Mike Metzger about 10 years ago had tried going barge to barge, and it didn't work out very well. And I kind of put it in my head where I thought, well, that's something that has to be done eventually, and landed. So we had the opportunity to do it in front of the O2 Arena in London, and the timing was perfect. And said, well, let's pull the trigger, let's make it happen.
When something sits on your mind for 10 years, what is the drive and the motivation behind getting that task accomplished at the right time rather than just getting it accomplished because it's on your mind and it has to get done?
Well, one of the interesting things was when Metzger he messed up. I think a lot of people had underestimated kind of just the movement of the barges, and just it was something that from the industry it wasn't that big of a deal, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, there's obviously something more to this. So I think a lot of people kind of put it on the back burner, and then we're just looking at the O2, and they're like, oh, do you want to do a backflip in front of the O2? And I was like, yes, and we can make this so much cooler. So to do it in the river right there was absolutely awesome. And I got there, and the river was definitely moving a lot more than I thought. And we had about a 20-mile-an-hour side wind, which made it a lot sketchier. But all in all, it was pretty cool.
Mental preparation is one of those things that has to be included in performing a trick like this. But in the last few weeks and even looking forward, you have a tour coming up, you had a race in Las Vegas and more. So how do you get mentally prepared for a trick like this when you know that you cannot exclusively focus on this one trick?
Well, we were actually filming for action figures and getting all the ramps set up for basically the next year's tours, which we're really excited about. We're finally adding basically new ramps that will allow like the biggest tricks that we've been doing in action sports, and on the shows and the everything else to kind of be your baseline, tricks, and really excited about that. But while we were doing this, we brought out the old ramp, and we said, okay, how long is the barge, and how much run up do I have? And we basically figured out how far we could jump with that run up. It was raining that morning, so I was a little nervous because obviously you don't get quite the speed when it's slippery if you're sliding off the ramp. So that was a bit nerve-wracking once we got there. But live events, man, you got to go. So,
Travis, over the years, you've been an innovator from an athlete and a non-athlete side of things as you've helped to create different ramps and landing ramps for athletes to push tricks to the next level. But now that you're an athlete in this specific trick, how do you find the balance between being that athlete and being the innovator for others to push the tricks to the next level?
Well, definitely now. I mean, there's a lot of riders that could have done that stunt. It was just, one of those things that is a really awesome experience and awesome opportunity that I wasn't going to pass up for sure. And to have a chance to go to, go over to England and kind of launch this tour, a tour that I'm really excited about with the You Got This tour. And it's funny because I keep saying the reason I honestly got the name is because I always said, you got this, guys. Come on. Okay. Everyone on the tour, all the moto riders are your baseline trick is a double backflip. Next, guys, your baseline triple is a triple backflip. And everyone's looking at me like you're nuts. And I keep calling everyone. I'm like, no, it's okay. You guys got this. So it's funny how that's going to be the kind of what they ended up calling the tour. But at the end of the day, to have the opportunity to do this and to be able to launch something I'm really proud of and hopefully help progress the sport and help continue action sports and allow the youth that are coming up to have a platform to showcase their talents.
We talk about progression often, but if a baseline trick is a double backflip, then seriously, where can this sport go?
Oh, well, that's the awesome part, man. With everything we're doing and with all the ramps and looking at just the half pipe technology and the bag technology and these events going into where you have skate and BMX going into the Olympics, as well as of course you have the the snowboarding's already been there, but it's allowing action sports to kind of have funding from from different countries to be able to make it safer. And as the sport gets safer and the bag jumps, I mean, World Games was huge for me because everyone says you can't have a contest that's a legit contest with anything but a solid wood or solid dirt landing. And I said, well, we can't go any higher safely. We're going to kill people if we progress the sport if we don't have this. And now other people are starting to use this and starting to become it's like boxing with head. Like, well, we don't understand the point, but now there is a point. You can still box, you can still do this, but it's just going to help longevity of the riders and help the sport grow, I think.